Hey guys, it's Will from Nexus Performance, and today I'm going to talk about the 90-90 hip lift. I recently did a post on this on Instagram. It got a bit of traction, and got people asking some questions on why, how we do it, and how to execute it. So, no secret that powerlifters often fall into extension biases throughout their body. It's what makes us good at the sport, what makes us strong, but sometimes these biases go a little bit too far, and we end up with jacked up lower backs, jacked up hip flexors, and a bunch of other things that go on in the body that make us maybe not so good at powerlifting. So it's not that we want to stop powerlifting or not do these things. Obviously that's our goal, but want to normalize things, bring back to quote unquote neutral, and a drill like this 90-90 hip lift is the first regression that I would use in a chain of events to get us back to that position over time. So we're trying to normalize the trunk and the rib to pelvis relationship. We're trying to bring the diaphragm and the pelvic floor back to oppose each other, and create those pressures inside in the right way, so that we can move better and own that relationship, and therefore open up movement limitations, movement range of motions, in either bilaterally or unilateral within the hips, ribs, and more distal to that. So I'll just take us through it. This is like I said, the most regressed version, the most simplified version of this. There are many progressions to it that get us closer back towards hip extension, but this is where I was always start, and it's also pretty effective. Like I find if people can do this really, really well, it actually clears up a lot of issues, and sometimes we don't even need to progress that far past here. It just clears up a lot of issues. A great warm-up drill to chuck in at the front for most people. So Nikki's going to obviously demonstrate. She set herself up, laying on the ground on her back, nice and flat, feet up on a wall. You can also use a ledge to just kind of sit like on a bench or something to put her heels on top of. 90 degrees at the knee, 90 degrees at the hip, toes pointed straight up towards the roof and at hip width. That one's super important. And all she's going to do, first of all, is we're just going to focus on the hips. So all I'm going to get her to do is lift the tailbone off the ground, tuck those hips, tuck her tail just a little bit, lower back still on the ground. She's not doing a glute bridge, she's just picking that hip up slightly off the ground, which should give her some hamstrings happening, which I can feel, and should give her a little bit of abs to start in the right direction. So we're not adding any more elements to it for now. She can do that, just relax. That's a good starting spot. So if somebody can't do that, there's no use going past that, but that's the first step in this picture. Secondly, I'm going to add breathing to this. So I'm going to get Nikki to go back into that position. Now she knows what that is and what that feels like. Going to get her hamstrings, get a little bit of abs. And now what we're going to do is just coach the breathing. So we start with the exhale. All I wanted to do is forceful exhale out through the mouth, blowing the air through a straw. Trying to drop those ribs down towards the hips and down towards the floor, closer together, and which should give her more abs happening. We don't want it to be like a quick like. We also don't want it to be like a nothing breath. Blow that air out forcefully. I should be able to hear it, and get those ribs moving down. Still we're pushing that lower back into the ground. Still we're lifting that hip. Nothing changes at the hip. We're keeping that the same. Once she's got that down, we're going to add on the inhale. So now at the end of that exhale, she's going to pause for a couple seconds, think about it, and then silently, slowly inhale over 5 or 6 seconds in through her nose and fill up her chest without losing those ribs, without losing those abs. So if she goes to inhale and gasps, she's going to lose that. She's going to flare her ribs up. That's not what we want. So keep that tuck, keep those abs, drop those ribs down with the exhale, fill back up, but don't lose those ribs, don't lose that ab tension. It might not mean that you get a huge, massive inhale. That's fine. It doesn't matter how much you're getting in or out. It's just that if you're feeling your abs and you're expanding without losing those abs, that's the kind of breathing that we're going for. We would usually repeat that 4, 5, 6 times, aiming to get just better at that breathing, better at that more relaxed, get those ribs down further, get more abs, get more hamstrings, all that good stuff. Last piece of this, once she nails that, like I said, I'll get those down first before you add in this, but we're going to add a reaching element to it to get those ribs to drop down and a bit further. So with this, get the hips right, reach up to the roof. If you reach too far, you'll notice that it kind of like fake reach, and then she'll drop her chest down, like almost like a crunching type action. We don't want that. That's not a real reach. We're just gonna relax for a second. Now reach properly, see how her chest stays up, her back's still flat on the ground, she's not like getting that crunch happening. And now with that reach, she should automatically get a little bit more abs happening, and now she's just gonna go through the breath cycles in that position. So with this little bit of reach, brings in a couple other muscles into play in the right ways, and should get a little bit more abs, should get a little bit more hamstrings. Other than that, the breathing's the exact same. The position of the arms might change person to person based on individual differences, but for now, like I said, I'm just keeping it basic regressions with people. This basic stuff will go a long way with people usually. Cool, just relax it there. So again, usually you go through 5-6 breaths of that to get the full effect, maybe twice before a workout, at the start of your workout. And like I said, you can progress this on onto the progression to come after this, but or based on the individual, but I reckon just start with this and it will get you a long way if you can do it correctly. And doing it correctly isn't as easy as Mickey makes it seem. She's done this quite a bit. Easy way to know if you're getting it correctly or not is if you're getting the hamstrings, if you're getting the abs, if you're getting that reach without getting any neck happening, and neck coming on, traps coming on, things like that. They're indicators that you're doing it wrong. There's other muscles coming into play that shouldn't be. So give that a go. Let me know how you go with it. If you have any questions, shoot us a message. We'll get back to you.